Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking a look at the Warning's final discussion of Queen of the Murder Scene, that is to say Chapter 4, Vlog 26. And I realize it's taken me some time to go through all three parts of these vlogs that describe the album, why the songs were written, what they were about, how the recording process went. But this will finally bring that to a close. Perhaps I'll even put a playlist together for them. Queen of the Murder Scene is their second album, and it came out in, I believe, 2018, right? Yep. Very much looking forward to hearing about the last three songs, which are Hunter, Psychotic, spelled out, and The End, Stars Always Seem to Fade. All three songs that I enjoy hearing and now recognize, finally, when I hear them. So I think maybe we just pop right into this. This is another 20-minute vlog, and I will stop it as needed, but I'll see if I can also make comments on the fly, so there's no need to actually stop.
Hey everybody!
Hello guys!
And welcome to the vlog of Chapter 4, which we didn't record that day. But, okay. We're doing it now, which is the good thing. Okay, so Chapter 4 starts with P-S-Y-C-H-O-T-I-C.
Which is... Oh, it's without the I-M. Okay, so the first song is P-S-Y-C-H-O-T-I-C. For sure, let's just say Psychotic.
Yeah.
It is basically like my favorite song lyrically.
Chapter 4 is
Chapter 4 is my favorite album. My favorite album, my favorite chapter. Sorry.
Yes.
It's my favorite chapter, and that song specifically, the lyrics, it's so good. I remember I wrote the chorus about 2 years ago. I remember you were going out with a friend, and I was in the car, and I showed you and Mom that chorus, and you were like, oh my god, it's so cool. And I was so excited about it, but I just left it there because it was just like when I was beginning to start like the concept, and so I just left it there. So basically Psychotic is a mix of three different songs that I had, because the verses that I have for the original Psychotic, they were horrible. They were literally absolutely horrifying.
But the melody was good.
The melody was good.
We could still use it.
But the lyrics were really bad. And I remember that I made another song with the same concept. Link. No. I had another song like for the same concept that I did 2 years ago too. And 2 years ago too. Okay, and I just recorded on my phone, and I just left it there. So when I didn't have a verse for Psychotic, I started looking at my voice memos, which is like such a drag because I have like over 500 voice memos.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I do this. It's really a horrible habit, but I never named the voice memos. It only says like new recording 245.
Oh yes, I always title my voice memos so that won't happen. Like.
Yeah, so I had all my voice memos without a name, so I was just like listening through every one, and then I found cause the blood that I bleed is no longer red. It was in G though. And
yeah, we changed.
Yeah, we changed it. Yeah, it was too high, and it just fit perfectly. I had all the first verse done already, and then when I found like that voice memo, I just started working on the second verse immediately. The second verse is my favorite verse. My favorite line of the whole song, it's the "Be proud of your pride and the things that you hide." Oh, that is be proud of your pride. I'm so proud of that. It's yes. Even I have to say it's really good. I just really like.
Okay, I got to just stop for a second. First, POW is just everywhere, which is kind of what I see a lot in creative minds. And the whole thing about voice memos and not having them titled and having lots of them and you have to go through them. Yeah, I'm familiar with that concept as well. That happens to me. And I have to get over it because it does get in the way of my own progress. But she's got the tenacity to go through and find what she's looking for, and that's awesome. So I can relate. But it's funny. It's a little hard to follow because she keeps jumping around, which is again something I see a lot in very creative people. All right.
The whole whole song lyrically.
Yeah, it's very cool. And it's super fun to play.
It's one of the funnest songs to play.
Although it's one of the most tiring ones.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
at least for me.
I believe
the
this.
PSYCHOTICs are awful because like she does the low notes, but I do like
I do
PSY,
PSY.
and it's really like hard to
Oh,
do live.
yes.
With like when we did Lunario, like it was one of the last songs, and I was like dying.
Me too.
And that part was like, oh,
Especially,
I mean, since the song is very lyrically packed, you don't have a time
Yes.
to breathe. The only time you
No
have like
time
to
to
rest, you as like during the PSYCHOTICs,
And the
but
bridge.
well, only the first two ones, and then the bridge. And fun fact about the song, you see that in the beginning, there's like a laugh.
Oh, yes.
It's my laugh.
But that's like
that's
her
like
genuine
my genuine laugh.
Like,
When somebody makes me laugh, like really, boom, I'm laughing. That's my laugh.
That-
I remember
she
we
laughs
were
like that.
recording the PSY. Yeah, I said it correctly.
For the demos.
For the demo, okay. And I remember that it was just we were like laughing all the time. It was really hard to keep a straight face because we were trying to do it like as if we were children or something, like cheerleaders or something. And it was just really, really funny. And I remember that at the end of a take, I just like laughed really, really like loudly. And we had that recorded and we're like, Jake, put that on.
Yeah, Jay, like, we said, like, you have to keep that. And he just kind of modified it so it would go in the beginning. And it sounded so good.
And
at the end, we got used to it, so
we just
it's
left
like,
it there.
it has to go there.
Oh,
And-
I think PSYC. I think Psychotic has a lot of like our Japanese rock influences, especially in the bridge.
I think I can hear that.
Song,
Yeah.
Japanese rock
Yeah.
song. I heard like it was like I don't know if it was. I think it was the beginning, and it starts like with like a riff, let's say, with the like vocals, and it's just like
Yeah, it has like a vocal main part instead of the instrument.
yeah, exactly. But it's not saying anything, and I really wanted to do. It's just like a very big atmosphere, and I wanted to do something like that, and so we started working on that, and I just extremely loved it. It was really, it's really fun, but in live, when you play it live, it's really hard to do because I'm doing like the 16 notes on the. What's
The
it
snare.
called? Yeah, the snare. Thank you. I'm doing the 16 notes on the snare, and I'm just like, okay, keep breathing. That song is very tiring because the verses are really fast. I'm doing eighth notes, but the tempo of the song is really quickly. Oh,
Yes.
we changed tempos on that song.
Yeah,
the
actually,
pre-chorus,
the pre-chorus is, it
lowers-
goes down.
Yeah, the tempo goes a little bit down.
It's not very noticeable, but it's true.
But
it's there.
like you feel the difference because when we were making the demos, it felt really bad. We left it at the same tempo. That's why I remember when we were recording, like from the the transition from the pre-chorus to the chorus, I do a build-up, and I struggled a lot, like just to keep the time.
Oh yeah, because it changed.
You could feel the change.
That's why I always
I mean,
right.
it was just uncomfortable.
Yep.
It was but we got used to it now, and
Okay. Well, I think I noticed at the time that the tempo changed, and I thought that was really amazing because that's not something you hear very often these days. With everything so automated, a lot of bands will just stick with the same tempo, and that's that. And it takes a little extra effort to have something be a different tempo. That's a little bit more organic, like the way they used to make records 50 years ago. Not so much today. But I think it's wonderful. It always shows off a skill set of the musicians involved, and it can be very effective, as it is in this song. So just to note here, according to the back cover of the album here, it says Hunter, Psychotic, The End. Now they're starting with Psychotic, and I take a look in the lyric sheet here, and it indeed comes before Hunter. So now I'm going to take a quick look, hang on, at my music program and see if see if this is a print error or if they just decided later on to change it for the flow of the album. I'm really not sure. But let me just take a quick look here at Queen of the Murder Scene. And Psychotic does come before Hunter. Look at that. Okay, so I've been hoodwinked this whole time. It took me till now to realize that it's misprinted on the cover. The actual running of the album puts Psychotic before Hunter. So, fun fact. those of you that have the album and maybe weren't following along song by song as you were listening to it. So, okay. So you learn something new every day. That's a good thing to know. And again, accolades for changing the tempo on the song. That's always cool. And they do that with a number of their songs, actually. We've seen them doing it before. So, all right, let's continue.
It's one of the funnest songs to play. Oh,
Yeah.
we were also going to remove the hey.
Of the chorus, yes.
Yeah, of the chorus. And
We didn't like it that much at first, but then we took it out and it's like,
we found ourselves
kept-
singing it,
yeah.
even
Yeah.
if even though it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and one of the most the things I like most about the song is the bass line. It's just like,
Oh, yeah, the bass lines were really fun to make. The bass line of
The verses.
the verses, it was a line that I had
In the
on
piano?
So when I was like showing it to Ale, it was it's really funny now, but at that time it was just like
Frustrating.
frustrating.
Like, we had nothing in the song, like,
But,
but the bass
bass
line.
line.
She was just like learning it. I was like, okay.
So it was fa 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 fa. fa.
Even though it's not that anymore.
Oh yeah, we
Timing.
changed the
Is it called accents?
The timing, the
no yeah.
No,
I
the
think
thing
it's the
is,
accents,
the line
yeah.
is it's pretty weird.
it's weird.
But once you get used to it, it's like,
It's like not on the downbeat. It's like the
Yeah, those are accents.
no, it's not. It's
No,
not
no,
a
no,
single
no,
vowel.
single vowel.
It's just in the
and
E of
Yeah,
like the
and the
uno,
and of
E.
the-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the E
yeah,
and
yeah.
there we go. We know
we
the
said
terms-
this last
Yeah. But it's fine. So
But yes, that's oh well, and story wise, like, you know, Psychotic is just, you know, our main
She's
character
just, like,
is
mocking-
crazy and she accepts it and she's just like
she's
mocking,
like mocking
everyone.
everybody that's like trying to capture her, I guess.
It's like
Yeah, that's basically it. Moving on, the next song is it's Hunter.
Hunter
Hunter's one of
back
my
in.
favorites.
Now it's Hunter.
Bam. Bam.
Okay.
Hunter was really different to write, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it started from like a jam session. We were
It started
trying.
with that riff, right? The
Yeah.
bacam.
Yeah, we were doing it. I remember.
I had that riff.
And then I played the
Actually, no, I had that riff, and I started to do a whole other song. I had more parts of that, but you kind of like took it all out and left that part.
I remember
and then,
that.
yes, I had no lyrics, but I had melody.
Yeah, and I remember
remember.
that I wasn't a big fan of it. So, and we started like working on the song together, the three of us. But we had to do the songs like very quickly because we had to make demos of them very quickly because Jake was about to leave, and we really needed to record the demos. Okay, so it was like a day before Jake came, and we were just like working on the song. And I remember you were on the guitar, I was on the piano, and the chorus came out, and it was the first time ever in history of Paulina Villarreal that I had ever modulated a chorus. Is that how you say it? Modulated?
I think so.
Like,
It's a
change
modulation
the
of
key?
harmony. Yeah.
Yeah, I changed. Yeah,
Noticed that, yeah.
right? Yeah, so that song was the first song I've ever in my life
Change the key in the middle.
in the middle
the
of
same
the song.
song, yeah.
in the same song, exactly. And it was
Yeah, I want to comment on that. That's another one of those moves that you get from an experienced writer, which at this point she is and they all are. You change the key going into a chorus especially. That's pretty gutsy. Again, power to them. Changing tempos, changing keys in the middle of songs. Great stuff. And not stuff you see much in rock and roll these days anyway. So kudos on that too. That's another kind of advanced technique that worked out great.
just so exciting that I had done something differently, and the chorus was really cool. And so we had like the pre-chorus and the chorus ready. Well, kind of. The chorus wasn't finished lyrically, but so Jake came the next day, and we were like working on the song, and we didn't have one single verse. We didn't have melodies. We didn't have lyrics.
We had
And we were
nothing.
basically just building the parts as we went. And I remember that I had like the part of the drums, which is very simple, honestly. So I just had that. It was like the bass, the basse. I don't know if that makes sense in English. The
Yeah,
bass,
the-
basse. Oh, okay. So basically, you have the bass, and well, they were working on bass guitar and guitar lines, I guess. And I was just giving like the basse. There has to be another word in English after
Basic? I don't know.
Yeah,
Basic
it's
track?
like
Layout?
The layout.
The bass.
The ground where you
the
begin.
bass. Okay,
The
so I was
bass
just,
structure of the
yeah,
song.
I was just giving like the structure. Okay, it was just and I knew that we had to make it like something quick, just so we could record the song and that's it. We could have changed it, like we could change it later. So, and I was like, na, 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 and I was like, okay, wait a second, let me record this. And it was just like the first lyric that came to mind. I just wrote it down very quickly on my phone, recorded it, and that was that. And then we started recording, and yeah, the whole verse, like the two parts of the first verse. It was just like really
we did
quickly.
it like that, and we left it like that. Like we really liked it.
Yeah, it was. It
We
just
worked
stayed like that.
really quickly. Oh well, but the
the second verse was like a real hassle.
We did it in the same day because Jake was leaving.
Jake was about to leave for a really long time. I remember that. So we were in a like very big hurry. So we were working on Hunter, and we had. I had already finished the first verse, but we needed a second verse, right?
And I remember Danny was busy like recording.
You were recording vocals, and in between you came like to the
work
other
on the
room,
lyrics.
and we were like working on the lyrics, and we were just like literally lying on the floor screaming at each other because we couldn't. It was really funny.
Yeah, we were just
it was
like,
not like angry screams, but it was just like
desperate
no
screaming,
sale
like,
nada kind of screams. So
Urgency.
we were just
Urgency.
like extremely desesperadas. How do you say? It's not desperate.
No, it's
We were frustrated.
Frustrated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we're
like in a funny way.
Yeah. It was still very
Weird.
comical. I don't know why we found it funny because now that I look at it, we were really suffering. We're like, why can't we get anything out?
Yes.
So
But we did it.
Yeah, in
We
the
did
end,
it.
like we only took like
In
it
the
was
end,
we did it like 5-10 minutes, just like really intensely, just working on that, and then that's how it stayed. The whole song was just like what you listen to now is basically all that we had in the demo. Literally, now that when I listen to the demo, of course it's very different, like sound wise.
Yeah.
But the parts are all the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
guys,
kinda
we went to
stuck
the
to that.
studio like really prepared with our demos.
Yeah.
So Hunter was one of the.
Yeah, okay. So sometimes when you're under pressure, you can get a lot done, especially if you're all on the same page. I mean, they're a strong team that works together in crisis if necessary, or just, it sounds like they thrive on pressure, actually, although I wouldn't necessarily suggest it all the time, but certainly they got a great song out of working under pressure, feeling the urgency of the situation. Like, we only have this person for now for a short time. Okay, so with that, let's continue.
Ones that we stayed extremely true to.
Talk about your snare drum. That
Okay. I don't know if you guys remember in the live chats, somebody said something about like the snare in the Sinister Smiles. So, and I remember that I don't know if you guys remember, but I said that my favorite snare drum of the whole album was on a song that wasn't released yet. Well, that song is Hunter. Okay, I just love. It was it was like 18-inch snare. It was huge. I mean, I could barely feet.
That's a big snare drum.
Fit.
They're usually 14 inches.
fit in her legs.
Yeah, I couldn't like I didn't fit in the drum set.
Sorry.
So I was just, and it had like a really deep sound. And I remember that in parts, you see in the pre-chorus, I do like an army roll kind of thing. It's not really an army roll, but it's just like, it's basically a rudiment. So I wanted like a higher sound for that part because over like in the center of the snare drum, it just sounded like really loose, I guess. I wanted it to sound like tighter. So I just went like to like the outer kind of like layer, like the outer rim, I guess. I don't know how it's called in English.
Yeah.
It's just like in the very like end of the snare drum, which
just
usually
closer to the edge.
Usually in normal snares, it sounds like really pitchy and really but in that one, it sounded like a normal snare. So it was really fun. And in the pre-chorus, I just started going lower. So like while I did the crescendo, so you got like the, I don't know, dynamic. It sounded really cool.
I think I noticed that.
Story-wise,
I think I noticed that during listening.
It's actually really interesting.
Yes, it's one of the few things that I think you haven't guessed yet.
Yeah, it's the only thing that you haven't figured out. It's
okay. So wait. The picture of the the picture, the sketch, the artwork of that song, you see it's a Grim Reaper. So it is a Grim Reaper talking in this song. Like
It's basically the Grim Reaper.
we introduce a new character that's the Grim Reaper that's coming to tell our queen of the murder scene to stop doing its job.
Like back off.
And like yes, stop doing that because that's my thing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get you for it.
And basically at the end of the song, the Grim Reaper does get
Her.
her.
Yes.
Like, kills her.
So yeah, every lyric in this song is from the
Point of view of the
dead.
Grim Reaper. So that's why in the end, Queen of the Murder Scene is dying because
Yes.
the Grim Reaper killed her.
Wow.
So the
We
end
don't know how. We don't know.
I mean,
what,
that's yeah. I mean, everybody
is
has
dying.
Yeah, everybody has their own version, but basically the Grim Reaper killed her, and so the end is basically.
Okay, so that's a major piece of the puzzle that I didn't have until now. I've actually heard something to that effect in our comments whenever we've covered Hunter, and so not too surprised. But that's really good to know, and of course that's really good to know. That's a good clue. One more thing too, 18 inches for a snare drum is massive. I mean, a jazz bass drum is often 18 inches. I mean, one of the smaller ones. So good size. That will give you the deep sound. And I think I did hear her going from the rim down towards the center of the drum during that pre-chorus. That will give you a deepening sound as you go, because it's always the deepest right in the middle of the drum. And at the edge, it's a little less. So it's like blah, 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 like that. So if that makes sense. If not, I do have a snare drum I could bring over and demonstrate, but I don't know if I'd really like to do that. I don't want to associate myself in any way with the drums, especially in any conversation about Paulina. So, all right, let's continue.
That song where she's dying. She's just like dying in that song.
Those are like her last words, her last
basically.
breaths of
Yeah.
life.
And that that song is actually I really like the song. It started on the piano. Yeah. I basically have this whole song on the piano from end to beginning was just like on the piano.
Yes. We didn't want to change that actually. It was gonna be just like piano
just
and
gonna be-
vocals.
Yeah, and we did many versions which were awful in the
Wait,
instruments.
No, it was really bad.
We did like 4 versions of it, and they were all like awful. And in Soga, when we were recording the song, it was that one song that we actually came up with most of it. And
Yes.
when the bass and the guitar were gonna enter and everything, like it was that one song that we actually had no idea what we were gonna do with.
Yeah, I mean, we had all the parts figured out already, but
Right.
not like how to incorporate them correctly.
Yeah.
Crazy. I love the solo of that song. It's
That
like,
solo is very good. And I sang that song. I guess you all got noticed
Yes.
and we were playing it in the Lunario. And it's basically just the final words of the Queen of the Murder Scene, saying that she doesn't regret what she did because I mean she's crazy,
yeah.
but that she wishes that she didn't have to
live
carry
with it.
all of that
Yeah.
while she's dying. Like she doesn't want it anymore.
It's because, in the end, she doesn't regret anything because in her mind, everything she did was still because of love, for love. So, yeah, she's just twisted up inside.
Yeah. She's a little bit crazy. And that was the whole point. So basically, that's why I sing the end. The end. Dust to dust.
Oh, yeah, dust to
Okay,
dust.
basically dust to dust. Nobody actually figured this out. But I don't know if they did. But dust to dust, basically, like the prologue, is it's Queen of the Murder Scene already dead.
Yes.
That's why I sing it. You know
Wait,
that
yeah.
in the last song I died.
Wait,
I died
actually,
with my voice.
Actually, we kind of did this unintentionally, but
We figured that was a twist. Oh,
yes, the last phrase of the end, we end with "start again." Like we're just saying "start again" over
Start
and
again.
over and over again. So, we're
creates
kind
like
of
a cycle.
unconsciously telling you to start listening again from the beginning, start again the album. The album is a cycle. She dies,
and then
dust
the
to
prologue
dust.
starts because it's
She's dead.
She's dead.
And she's telling
And
you.
Yeah, and she basically she's just welcoming you to her story.
In the end, everything.
And in the end, everything just turns back into dust. Wow. You see, that was completely unintentional, but it fits perfectly.
And we were like, huh. Well,
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes happy coincidence like that happen, and it's just like really cool.
Yes.
And that's why I mean Danny, like you see in the end of Dust to Dust and the.
Yeah, my shouting.
I can't reach those.
Yeah, you were.
So,
You were
but I mean, it's really cool because I mean, it's basically the introduction of like Queen of the Murder Scene in the beginning, which Danny starts. So it's like basically like, hey, this is the beginning of the
her
actual story, and boom, the beginning of the beginning, which is Crimson Queen. It's really cool. I really like
Yes.
that. And
We're super happy with how our album came out.
yeah, we're really happy, and we're really happy that you guys welcome it with a.
I've learned a lot in this vlog. It would have been good probably to watch these before doing the album, but realistically, that's not what most listeners are going to do. But this is really good information. Now I understand the album a whole lot better. And in terms of Danny's vocals at the end of Dust to Dust, they've always blown me away. And I like how they take a slightly Eastern tinge, really, by going to that, I guess it's the C. Oh, I don't have my piano on. But just sliding up a half step, Anyway, just thought I should mention that. And in terms of the end, yeah, and how it kind of dovetails back into Dust to Dust. I noticed that at the time and thought it was a little bit like what Pink Floyd did with The Wall, where if you were to listen to the very last track and the very first track together seamlessly, you wouldn't even notice because I believe there was a splice cut there on purpose so that people would just start the record over, kind of make it a cycle. Try it sometime. It's pretty interesting. But so that's kind of what happened here, but unintentionally. However, just given how they created the whole album as a cycle, it doesn't surprise me that even subconsciously it came together that way at the end. So, okay, we're close to the end here, by the way, so let's just finish it up.
Open Arms, we know it's not an easy story to.
Yes. As I think we said in the last vlog, or I don't know, that
I think it's
pretty daring.
We knew it was a
little bit controversial. I mean, we're talking about a killer
different.
but we really liked it, and we know that we're just telling a story. We're not really encouraging anybody to do this type of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're really glad that you guys liked it.
Yes.
And we're it's bittersweet. This is our last vlog
of the chapters.
of the
we
album.
ran out of music to explain.
But I guess that we'll keep you guys updated with what's to come.
Yeah. Actually, I've heard. I saw a little bit of your comments that you want to blog on the booklet and the art and how that all came to be. And I think we can do that. We can do that in another blog.
Yeah, so we'll do
Good
that
idea, guys.
later. And
Yes.
We'll keep you updated with
More
Lo que viene.
stuff. Yes, we're actually preparing
What's
to
to
go to Mexico City again for the Hard Ink.
It's like this Thursday, right?
Yeah, it's on Thursday. So yeah, we're about to leave again and play more shows, so we're really excited about that. But yes, guys, we'll keep you updated, and it's also a new month, so monthly video chats.
It's December.
Woo! Yes,
So,
happy December, guys.
It'd be like,
So
Happy holidays to everybody out there because it's
Yeah.
December now. And
So
guys, we'll keep you updated.
We'll
and
tell you when the date of
Aw.
that will be.
Yeah, guys. So
Yes.
I think this is the end of the vlog. So
This is
thank you
the
so
end.
much, guys.
This is the end. Goodbye.
So long.
Ale, you're supposed to be doing this.
this.
Ale. Bye.
I think Allie likes the background a little bit. I mean, her sisters do plenty of talking, so she doesn't really have to. Or perhaps she's given up. It's hard to say. No, she seems pretty comfortable, actually, letting them talk. So, cool. All right. Well, that was very informative. And also, I've learned that this was recorded in December of 2018, which is about what I kind of expected. It probably was. Really cool to get the final complete story on the album. I do wonder if they went on and did a vlog on all the artwork in here, because there's lots of it, a lot of very interesting things going on here. Be nice to know who created all this, if it's them or somebody else. Although it wouldn't surprise me if it's them. Yeah, a pretty bloody album, frankly, but also an album where they had complete creative freedom. And while they're still making, while they went on to make Error and are now about to put out Keep Me Fed, they still are doing high quality work, but I don't know if they're going to have this kind of freedom again, because they took on a controversial topic and did the whole thing on their own terms. Apparently some people like it, some people don't. I think it's a great record, personally. I really like it. It might be their best album. But again, they keep doing amazing things, and Error is also a fantastic record. It doesn't happen to be a concept album. It could just be the fact that it's a concept album that I'm drawn to it. But definitely worth a listen, and takes you through quite a different number of moods. And pretty courageous, actually, to put something like that out there, especially when it's your second album and you're still, essentially an indie act, raising funds to get everything done. So kudos to them. It'd be interesting to see if they ever do another concept album. I'd really like to hear it if they do, because I'm sure they do an excellent job. And maybe, I don't know what the topic would be. But that's up to them, isn't it? So this was fun. I want to thank everybody that recommended these vlogs so that I could get a better sense of what was going on this album. And it certainly did that for me. So we'll see where we go from here. Right now, we're starting to look at the 4ODD concert from 2019, which would have been about 6 months after these vlogs. And then, of course, picking up other things along the way. And we're always open to your suggestions. So please leave those below, and we will make sure to take a look and see if we can feature it. We'll be sure to take a look. All right, thanks for joining me on this. This was quite a lot of fun, and I will catch you on the next video. All right, take care, folks.